Section 4. Understanding the will. While accepting that our conscious sense of willing is probably an illusion, Wegener insists that science must try to understand it. He says that the mechanistic approach is the explanation preferred for scientific purposes, but a person's experience of conscious will is utterly convincing and important to them, and so must be understood scientifically as well. For example, what mechanisms create the sense of will? What makes it go away? Wegener says, quote, "We should be able to examine and understand what creates the experience of will and what makes it go away. This means, though, that conscious will is an illusion. It is an illusion in the sense that the experience of consciously willing an action is not a direct indication that the conscious thought has caused the action. Conscious will, viewed this way, may be an extraordinary illusion indeed." End quote. In the debate between free will and determinism, Nora Tranders suggests that these contradictory positions may simply be a consequence of viewing the human person from within or without. Quote, "The determinist says there is no free choice at all, for everything is preordained. The only reason we feel we have a choice is that we do not know the circumstances inside us or outside that determine what we will do. We are automatons, very stupid ones, who do not understand ourselves and so do not know we are automatons. Only our stupidity and lack of knowledge make us believe that we possess free will." The two basic views can be said to regard man from two angles. Determinism sees man from without, as the result of a series of causes that work on him. Man is a creation of the laws of nature at work around and within him. Existentialism sees man from within, as his own cause, acting outwardly on the environment. Man is a chooser who causes consequences to his surroundings. But what is seen from without/within? Not the whole person, for if the whole person were inside, only the most hard-line determinist would claim that causes acting from without totally determine behavior and mental life. Man would then be only a consequence of his surroundings. A deterministic view cannot but assert that what is inside us, from our genetic apparatus to our personal memories, plays a part, but as causes that help to determine what we choose to do. It is more correct to say that it is the conscious maker of choices who is viewed from without or within. Viewed from without, this conscious player is a quantity who reacts to a series of influences stemming from the outside world and the inner non-conscious world alike. Viewed from within, this player is quite simply the chooser, end quote. According to Hume, will is a feeling, not a cause. A cause can never be seen, only inferred. Therefore, causation is an event, not an attribute of an object. Therefore, conscious intention cannot be a cause. Causes can only be inferred from both physical and mental correlations. Jeffrey Schwartz, in his book The Mind and the Brain, also pulls together a series of negative and ambiguous views on free will. James Rosen, a professor of psychology at the University of Vermont, said, quote, "There is no magical stuff inside you called willpower that should somehow override nature. It's a metaphor," end quote. Michael Lowe, a professor of clinical psychology at MCP Hahnemann University in Philadelphia, said, quote, "Willpower as an independent cause of behavior is a myth," end quote. Schwartz then asks, quote, "How did we arrive at this pass? The confusion is nothing new. No less an eminence than Kant threw up his hands in the face of the problem, identifying freedom of will as one of three metaphysical mysteries beyond the reach of the human intellect. The other two are immortality and the existence of God." Kant, in fact, succumbed to the same temptation as others who have grappled with free will. In order to reconcile the discoveries of a universe governed by natural law and the felt experience of freedom of action, he concluded that the words simply must have room, albeit a hidden room, for free moral choices, even if physical determinism rules the world of which we have sensory knowledge, end quote.